Andrej Karpathy sat down, opened an empty file, and built a GPT from scratch, live, in about 2 hours. It's been watched over 7 million times. It's one of the most viewed AI lectures ever made. But it's 2 hours of code and math, and let's be honest, most people don't make it through. So here's the heart of it, the handful of ideas inside that file, with no code at all. By the end, you'll know what a GPT actually is. And it's simpler and stranger than you think. It starts with a game. Take all of Shakespeare, about 1 megabyte of text. The model's entire job is, given some characters, predict the next one. That's it. That's the whole assignment. Everything that follows, every idea in the lecture, exists to answer one question: how do you get better at guessing what comes next? Karpathy begins with the dumbest model that can play. It looks at exactly one character, and from a big lookup table, guesses the next. No memory, no context. Just after H, probably E, he trains it, samples from it, and out comes. Garbage. Wonderful. Shakespeare-shaped garbage, line breaks, word-shaped chunks, words that almost exist. The table has learned the texture of the data, but nothing else. And now the real question appears: how does a model use the past? Because that's the actual problem. The next character depends on everything before it: who's speaking, what scene we're in, whether a quote is open. Somehow, the earlier characters have to pass information forward to the one making the prediction. The past has to talk to the present. And the mechanism that does that is the single most important idea in modern AI. Self-attention. Here's Karpathy's framing. Every token, which here just means every character, gets to look back at all the tokens before it and decide which ones matter right now. Each token broadcasts two things: a query, here's what I'm looking for, and a key, here's what I contain. Where a query and a key match, information flows. What actually flows is a third vector, the value, what each token hands over once it's been noticed. The token doesn't average the past blindly. It takes a weighted average, where the weights depend on the data itself. The tokens are, in effect, talking to each other. That single mechanism, a learned, data-dependent lookup across everything that came before, is the engine inside every GPT. The rest of the transformer is about doing that at scale. Run many attentions in parallel, called heads, each free to track something different. One can follow grammar, another can follow who's speaking. Then stack these blocks, layer on layer, with connections that let the signal flow cleanly through the depth. Communication, then computation, repeated. None of the individual pieces are exotic. The magic is the arrangement. And now the part that should genuinely surprise you. That little file, trained on Shakespeare on a single GPU, and the systems running the world's chatbots are the same design. Karpathy's point, made in code: scale the same architecture up, more data, more parameters, more compute, and you travel from Shakespeare-shaped babble to GPT. His toy model has around 10 million parameters. The big ones have hundreds of billions. The recipe barely changes. One honest caveat, and it's Karpathy's own. What he builds in the lecture is the pre-training stage, a document completer. It imitates text, it doesn't answer questions, and it doesn't want to help you. Turning that raw completer into an assistant takes the further training stages, learning from ideal answers, and from human feedback. That part of the story is in our other Karpathy video about the simulation of a data labeler. This lecture is the engine. That one is the steering wheel. And that's why this lecture matters so much. The core of the technology reshaping the world is not locked in a vault. It fits in one file, written by one person, live on camera, in under 2 hours, explained free on YouTube. Karpathy's whole point is demystification. If you can predict the next token, you can understand the machine. The mystery isn't the mechanism. The mystery is how far the mechanism goes when you feed it everything. The full 2-hour lecture is linked below. If this video made the shape clear, the original will actually teach you to build it. And our free course goes deeper on every piece. Attention, training, agents, all of it, lesson by lesson on the channel. Subscribe. The next word, as always, is being predicted.